Hello, first grade readers. We are going to read a book today about a very interesting type of friend. Before we do that, we are going to work on our nonsense words. Now, you remember last time how I have my timer and you were supposed to pause the video and count and see how many nonsense words you were able to do in 1 minute. So today, we're going to try that same list of nonsense words, still going to give you a minute, and you are going to see if you are able to get more words in this time than we did last time. Okay, let's take a look at our list. Are you ready? Get set, go. And stop. Okay. Pause the video, count how many nonsense words you were able to do, and then you're going to see the number you wrote down last time, and you're going to see if the number you wrote down this time is bigger or greater than, and that means you're doing better each time we do this practice. Okay, let's move on to our story. This story is called All Kinds of Friends. My friend is deaf. Now, I wondered if my first grade friends knew what it means to be deaf. So deaf is when we are unable to hear. Sometimes I've heard it called deaf or hard of hearing. So we have a couple of different things that I want to show you before we begin. First of all, the author of this book is Kirsten Chang. And we have a table of contents in this book. So we can tell what the different parts of this book are based on our table of contents. So if I wanted to turn to the part of the book about friends who sign, I would go to page number 4. If I myself want to learn to sign, I would turn to page 22. Now, one thing we're going to look at the end of our book are 2 other types or parts of a book. We know we have our table of contents here at the beginning. It tells us what to expect as we're reading. But at the end, we also are going to take a look at a picture glossary. And remember, a glossary is a group of words, vocabulary words in a book that maybe we've never read those words before and we just read them in this book and we need to remind ourselves what they mean. All right, let's get started with our first page. Friends who sign. We're going to echo read this book. So Miss Sunshine will read the page first and then you will echo it back to me. Cora is my friend. Your turn. We draw. We color. Oh, did you guys get that last page? Okay. Cora is deaf. She cannot hear. She tells us she is happy. How? She signs. Your turn. Signs are hand shapes. Mia moves her hands too. She teaches me signs. Neat. Now you. Mark and I watch TV. Now you. Mark cannot hear. We turn on captions. He reads along. Oh, so we have a very interesting text feature on this page. We have the television that Mark is watching, and we have a text feature that is this label to the photograph that tells us the words on the bottom of the screen are a caption. Are you ready to read this page? So captions is a vocabulary word we might see at the end of this book in the glossary. B can hear a little. She wears hearing aids. They make sounds louder. She can hear me. Cool. Your turn. And here's our text feature label showing us B's hearing aids. Rex reads lips. He knows what Tom says. A speech therapist helps Tia. She learns to speak clearly. She works hard. Nice. And at our school, we have Mr. Adley is our speech therapist. Some of you work with him. Grandpa can't hear well. Your turn. I speak clearly. He can hear me. Do you have a friend who is deaf? Do you know how to sign? Ooh, take a look. This would be a super fun part of our video to pause. As you can see on this page, we have the alphabet and it says learn to sign. It says some people who are deaf communicate using American Sign Language. Each letter has its own sign. Can you sign your name? What about a friend's name? So if you want to pause the video and see if you can learn your name, I'll do mine for you. Watch. Mine is S-U-N-I-N. I have a lot of letters in my name, so it takes me a little bit of time to sign it. Now let's take a look at our glossary that we learned about in our table of contents. And then remember I told you that captions might be a word we would find in our glossary? Sure enough, because captions is a word you may or may not have known before reading this book, it makes sure that it gives you a definition of the word captions in case you can't remember what it means. So we learned the word captions, that are words that appear alongside an illustration or video to explain what people are saying. We know the word deaf means that the person is unable to hear or unable to hear well. We saw the text feature labeling hearing aids that are small devices that fit in or around ears to make sounds louder. And then last, we know about Mr. Adley. He's a speech therapist, a person who is trained to help people speak more clearly. I hope you enjoyed reading all about All Kinds of Friends, My Friend is Deaf.